boys and girls, it's me, Mrs. Rojas. Thank you for tuning in to Mrs. Rojas e-learning. Okay, as you notice, you did receive your new packets, okay? So I am looking at the math and also the reading packets, okay? So I'm going to explain to you how this is going to work for this next 2 weeks, okay? So if you're looking at your math packet, April 6th through the 17th, this is for 2 weeks, okay? Now we try to make it easy for you, okay? Or not super easy, but a lot of this you've already done, okay? You've like practiced the skill. So you should be familiar with the strategies you'll be using when you're solving for your math. And it's going to work the same way for your reading as well. Okay, so if you go to this page, this one's the one that your parents are going to fill in for you, okay? You can help too. So you're going to put the date that you're starting, which today is the 7th, right? Because you picked it up barely today. So you're going to put 4/7/20. The assignment, you can put the page numbers here. So if you look at your calendar, it already tells you what you're doing for the day. So for today, the 6th, we're working on numeration for 2 days, okay? Which is today and tomorrow. So you're going to be doing choice, page 5, that's in here. And you're going to do one activity from the choice board, okay? The choice board, boys and girls, looks like this. This is your choice board. You have 9 activities that you can choose to do a day. That is up to you. You don't have to go in order, but if you want to go in order, that is perfectly fine, okay? Remember, you're only doing this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, you don't have anything due because that is a student holiday. Also, Monday of next week, that is also a student holiday. So then next week, you'll continue for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, okay? And then you'll go on to getting a new packet as well. Okay, so this is your math activity board. You are going to use these cards. I know, boys and girls, that in your packet, it was printed front and back. So you really can't cut them out. It'll just be a little challenge. You're going to have to just be flipping back and forth, okay? So if you do cut them out, great. You can keep them in a baggie or somewhere close because you'll be using those when you do an activity on the choice board, and one activity a day, okay? So let's first get to page 5 for your math, okay? I'm going to do today's lesson and also tomorrow's lesson. That way you can already get started, but I will tell you what the day is so that way you know when to stop, okay? So for today, go ahead and go to page 5, and it's on the bottom. The pages are on the bottom, okay? This is the sheet that you'll use to answer for your choice board, and I'll do one example with you, okay? The rest, you're going to do. It's more of a fun activity, okay? Just have fun with it, but I'll explain them. Okay, go to page 5. Everybody on page 5. This is a spiral review. This, you're going to be seeing several skills, but this also has to do with your numeration as well. Okay, so you only have 3 questions to get done for today. And then tomorrow, you're going to do the next 3 questions. You see how easy that is? And just because it's short, I'll go ahead and do the Thursday one as well, which will be your page 7, okay? And then we'll go from there. So page 7, and I'll explain the rest, okay? So it's doable, okay? You've had practice with this. Okay, so I'm going to read it with you, and you can follow along on your page, but you will be marking your answers, okay? All right. Miguel drew a picture to represent the number of fiction books in the school library. Remember, boys and girls, these stand for place value. And if you remember, we have our HTO. Remember my commas. Thousands, 1,000s, then you have 10,000s, and then we did, then we did 100,000s, right? Okay, And then, of course, we leave enough space for our place value chart, right, to be able to solve. So then my T we know stands for what? Thousands. My H stands for what? Hundreds. And my T stands for tens. And my O stands for one. So in case you forgot, let me help remind you, that's one. This is my 10 rod. And of course, you're splitting that into 10. My hundreds, you know it's your flat, that's 100. And then you know my thousands is going to be what? The cube, and that equals to 1,000. And then you can keep going from there, okay? So I'll stop on this one just because this is what you're going to use. Okay, so identify, write the numbers below each one, just like we practiced before. These little lines are your 10. So count how many? Write the number. Count your unit, write your number. Count your hundreds, write your number. And write your number for how many thousands you have. Go ahead and mark your answer. Okay? So, thousands, write your number. Count your hundreds, write your number. Count your rods, write your number. And then count your ones, write your number. Okay? And of course here, you know, you'd have your thousands. Okay? All right, go to number 2. This one you're going to need a little bit of practice with reading and identifying using your cubes, okay? So, Sherry had 135 inches of ribbon left on one roll. It's already giving you some clue words, boys and girls, okay? 135 left, okay? On one roll. She bought a second roll. So this is one. This is a second roll that had 75 inches of ribbon. This is what she had left from one. This is what she bought as a new one. Sherry used, so now she's using 155 inches of ribbon to make 4 bows, 4 gifts, and 25 inches to make a hair bow. So 25 inches for a bow. And she's already used 155, okay? So already, guys, this is like a multi-step problem, but look at the answer choices. Do you need to solve it? You're really not solving, you're just setting it up, okay? To figure out how to solve, right? Now it says, what could Sherry do to find how many inches of ribbon she has left? So remember, boys and girls, here, you need to remember to do your cubes. So see? Circle your numbers. U, underline your question. B, box in keywords. E, evaluate, right? This is when you're also drawing up and setting up your problem. So I can do problem, right? And draw. And then, of course, the S means to solve and check, okay? So please do your cubes for this problem. Now you're going to read your answer choices, okay? And I already kind of give you notes right here. So based on the notes, which answer best fits your choice, okay? So F, subtract 75. So I'm taking away 75 from 135. Okay, go back and reread that part. Then add the sum of 155. But remember, they said she did what with 155? They said she used 155. And 25 to make the difference, to the difference. G, subtract the sum of 155. Remember, this is what she used. And 25 from the sum of 135 and 75. Okay? So that means that they're putting these together and they're adding these together, and then they're going to take away. Then, or H, add 135 and 175. Where is 175 here? Already, if you identified your numbers, okay, those are some tricky ones. Then subtract the sum from 155, then add 25. Or J, add 135, 75, and 155. So that means I need to add all these three. But remember here, guys, if you identify keywords, they said what? Used 155. They didn't say combined. So think about it. Then subtract 25 from the sum of those three. Okay? So we might be missing some steps there. So go back, reread, do your strategies. Okay? And make sure you look at my notes as well. Okay? All right. And when you're done, go to number 3. This is, of course, a what? Cube. And it's a 3D shape, right? Now you're looking for the statement that is true. Okay? So that means, boys and girls, there's only one that's correct and 3 are incorrect, right? Okay, A. A cube has 4 edges and 4 faces. Well, the first step you should do is go and do your vertices. Remember, I want you to circle all your vertices. Make your lines for all of your edges. And then go ahead and start counting for all the faces on the shape. Remember, a face is what? It's the flat shape, right? The edges are pretty much your sides, your lines. And then your corners, it's where they meet, right? Your vertices, okay? So you're looking for the one that is correct, okay? You are done with your Tuesday math. Go ahead and pause so you can finish. I am going to continue and explain your Wednesday assignment as well. And that way you can get that done. But before I do, let me explain a choice board activity because that's also what you're doing today, okay? So for your choice board activity, it says here for Tuesday. Oh, and I'm just noticing that they did give you a Monday assignment. All you need to do is just push it over. So the one I just did should have been your Monday. But just go ahead and do both of those days today, okay? So you'll do also the Monday and Tuesday, and then tomorrow will be your Wednesday and then your Thursday assignment, okay? So I'm sorry about that. I didn't notice that. But yeah, it should have been pushed over to Tuesday since they barely allowed you to pick up your packet today. Okay, so you're doing also page 6 today. And then you can choose one choice board activity. That way you won't feel overwhelmed with so much choice boards, okay? Unless you want to do the choice board, 2 of them, perfectly fine. Okay, it doesn't take that much time. Okay, so now go to page 6. So now we're on page 6. Okay, so for page 6, you're also having 3 problems, okay? So again, you're going to read. I'm going to erase this one. You can always go back, rewind the video if you need to see those notes again, or if you need to hear me read it to you again. Okay, for page 6, this one is the librarian keeps a record of how many books the 3rd grade class reads each month. So this is your table. It's already organizing the information for you by month and then the number of books for each month, okay? About how many more books were read during October than during December. Boys and girls, right away, let me put this here. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Right away, you're already seeing some of those keywords, okay? How many more and than. Right away, that's already telling you what? That you need to possibly subtract. Yeah, because you're comparing 2 things, and here you're comparing October and December. So there's some information in there that you don't need. Right now you're only looking at October and December. So go ahead and work that problem out. If you set it up, make sure you set it up correctly. You can also do your place value chart, HTO, so you won't forget and you can line up your numbers. Okay, go ahead and solve that. Don't forget if you need to regroup, borrow from your neighbor. Don't forget to do those strategies as well. Okay, go to number 2. You can pause it if you're still solving, and then you'll continue. Number 2, Alicia paid for a new CD using the money shown below. Boys and girls, please do me a favor and yourself a favor. Do your strategies. Remember, boys and girls, when you're working with coins, remember 1 cent, that's a penny. Freckle. 5 cents, That's 1 hair. You count that by 5s. Okay, you have a dime, 10 cents, 2 hairs. You count that by 5s. And then you have a quarter, 25 cents. That takes 5 hairs, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right? So a penny, a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. Please make sure you do those strategies. That will help you count by 5s, and then you can count together, okay? So all your strategies and all your coins. What is the value of the money Alicia used to pay? Right away, guys, dollar bills. Don't forget, sometimes you might total a whole dollar, and that's going to be given over to your dollar amount, okay? So you should have dollar amount and then coin amount. Do your strategies for each coin. My quarters, how many hairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Count them. Dime, dime. Identify the faces and all the images that go on our coins. We've practiced that, remember? We also did our shading in our journals. So some of you might have your journals in your backpacks. Go ahead and take those out and you can look at your notes for your anchor charts. Here we have our pennies. Okay, now you're gonna count by 5s. The hairs, when you get to the freckles, stop and start counting by 1s. Okay, total together. All right, and the last one. This is where you can pause if you're still counting. I'm gonna continue to number 3. A movie theater sold 3,110 tickets on Saturday. So here you have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and 6,000. Which best describes the location of 3,110 on this number line? Okay, it's giving you, and you have to, boys and girls, read your answer choices, okay? So you're trying to find where this number would be plugged in, okay? So 3,110. So A, between 3,000 and 4,000, is this where I would find 3,110? Think about it. Look at your number line and look at those numbers. B, between 2,000, right here, and 3,000. So will I find this number, 3,110, right here? Remember, I can't go past 3,000. C, between 4,000 and 5,000. So will I find that number here? Remember my number, 3,110, okay? Or D, between 5,000, right here, and 6,000. Will I find this number here? Okay? Go ahead and mark your answer, okay? I'm going to go ahead and go to my next page, which is going to be explaining to you your choice board activity. I'm going to do one with you, and then you'll do one on your own for your choice board activity, the one that you would like. I'm just going to go in order, and you can do the same or pick whichever one. And then I'll go ahead and continue with our Wednesday and Thursday lesson, so that way you already have them up there. Okay? All right. So go to this page. This is your choice board activity. So all I'm doing, just so you know, I'm just following what's on calendar. If you already did it, just put a check mark. You already did page 5, check mark. Did you already do page 6? Check mark. Okay? Wednesday, Thursday, you do 7, and Thursday, you do page 8, 9. Okay? And I'm going to show you the video in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to do choice board activity. It says to do 2, right? I'm going to do one with you, and then you do one on your own. Okay? All right, just to help you out. So, this is your choice board activity. I'm going to choose the first one, which is number 1. You will choose whichever other one you want. You do not have to go in order. Okay? But right here on page 4, this is where I will write my answers for my choice board activity. And do you see the line at the very top? That's where you'll put the number of the box that you did. Okay, so for right now, on page 4, I'm going to put that I am doing, I'm going to just put it in order. I am doing box number 1, so I'm going to write it in there. That's the one I'm doing with you. You will pick whichever one you want. So if you have your cards and you would like to cut them out, go ahead. this is the time that you will pause and you will cut your cards, and I'll be right back. Okay, boys and girls, now that we finished our page 5 and our page 6, remember we combined those two because of Monday and today's Tuesday. Now it's your choice board activity. I'm doing one with you right now. When we're done, you're going to choose another choice activity using these cards that you cut out if you were able to. If not, don't worry about it. Just pick some numbers, okay, or have somebody in your home pick numbers for you, okay, and use those numbers to answer the prompt that's on your choice board activity, okay? So I chose to do number 1, okay? So, and I will mark a check mark because I already know that I'm doing that one. And right here on my activity response sheet, page 4, that's where I will write my answers down for my choice board. So I'm going to just select, if I had a Ziploc bag with me, I would just select. So it says choose 3 cards, make a 4-digit number, write the number in word form. That's what I'm going to do. So that's 1 card. This is number 7. 3, it says 3 cards. Number 9. The 9s and 6, the way it's formed always confuses me a little, you see? So that's the 6 or 9. Okay. 3. And I already did choose my 3 cards, so I'm going to set these to the side. So I'm choosing 3 cards. I'm choosing 7, 9, and 3. Now it says I need to make a 4-digit number. Okay, but I only have 3 cards. Yes. So that means that you might need to use one number. Again, it's okay. So you're doing a 4-digit number, which means, just going back to my place value lesson that we just did, I'm going to create one with your thousands, right? Because that has 4 digits in there. Okay. So, and just so I'm sure, I'm going to make 4 lines because they want me a number with 4 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know that I have to have a comma in between because I know that's my thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones, right? So I'm only able to use that one. Let's see, I'll say that I have 3,973. So I reuse 3 2 times. Or I could have also just put a 0, right? But 0 was here. So I just reused the number 2 times. Okay, so my number is 3,973. Now, boys and girls, it says write the number in word form. My goodness. So now I'm going to take another color. So I would write this out in word form. So 3,973. And that's with my hyphen right there. Okay? So you can choose to use the same one that we did, and then just pick one more activity to do, and you will write it here. Okay? That'll end your Monday and Tuesday, since I know Monday they assigned lesson for today. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. You can pause it as well. And then for Wednesday, Thursday, this is where you will start the video. Okay? Be back. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. This is going to be your Wednesday and Thursday video, continued from your Monday and Tuesday video, okay? So this is going to be working on page 7, so make sure you get on page 7. All right, I'm going to be reading with you and helping you along to try to solve, okay? So make sure you're using some of these spaces so you can work it out. Okay, number 1, Dora counted 7 boxes. Okay, so she has 7 boxes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember some of the strategies we had from those previous weeks? Some of the strategies was to be able to draw, right? So 7 boxes. So here are my boxes. Each box had 8 notebooks. Okay? So that means that there are 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8, right? Or you could draw your dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on each one. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's up to you. Okay? So now I know on the outside I have 7. And then in my inside, the box, I have 8. So I know for this, I need to grab my total, all right, of notebooks that I have. But let's keep going. Some boxes had 3 different colors of notebooks. What was the total number of notebooks in the boxes? Now let me ask you this. Do I need anything with that number 3? Or is that just extra information? It might just be extra information, okay? So I really might not need this. So 3 just telling me 3 different colors, but it's not telling me how to use it. So that's extra. So nothing with the 3, okay? Now it says, what was the total number of notebooks in the boxes? So go ahead, boys and girls. Don't forget to do your cubes strategies. Okay, I'm not going to do everything with you because I know some of you are getting ahead. Do your strategies first, always. Okay, circle your numbers, underline your question, box in keywords, evaluate, start drawing like we did here, and then solve. The solving, you will solve. So 7 times 8 equals, and go ahead and draw that out and identify your answer. Okay? This is a time where you can pause. I'm going to continue to number 2 in the worksheet. Okay? All right. So number 2. Which of these figures is not, that's a key word, guys. Remember, we always circle that one. Not a quadrilateral. So for this one, guys, remember not, we always write wrong. We're looking for the wrong answer. Good job. What does quadrilateral mean? Think about it. Say it out loud. Well, it has quadri in there, so that means that there are what? 4 sides. Okay, almost sounds like Spanish. Cogne, quadri, cuatro, 4, right? So go ahead and do your sides. Count them, write them in. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and count those. Write them in. Count your sides, write them in. Which one is not 4? That's your answer. Okay? Go ahead and work it out. And number 3. This is where you can pause and solve if you have not finished, okay? I'm going on to number 3. A number is missing in the diagram. So we have a missing number, guys. They're showing us the diagram, which is this figure right here. This the diagram below, the way it's designed. 179 here is the missing number, 97. Okay, typically when you have it like that, we're thinking here greater than, less than, right? They're comparing these numbers as well. Which number is, and I said less than, because remember my symbol here? It's pointing to the small and it's opened up to the largest one. And is greater than, remember this one points to the small, so small is less, 97. So is greater than 97, okay? So right here, go ahead and start identifying it. So this one would be less than, but this one would be greater than. So let me just reiterate what this means. This just means, guys, that the number that's missing here, it cannot be bigger than 179. You can't go past that. And it cannot be, it has to be less than, it has to be less than. And then this 197, the number that's here has to be greater than that, okay? So it has to be greater than 97, okay? But I can't go past that either, okay? So let's look at our numbers here. So I have 179 and then I have 97. So 79, think about 79. If I were to plug this in here, would this be true? Is this number 79 less than 179? Yes. But is it greater than 97? If you think no, then that's not your answer. Okay? Let's go to the next one. B, 90. Let's pretend 90 is there. If that's your answer, then keep it. I'm just crossing out as I'm going through each number. Okay? I'm not giving you the answer though. 90. If I put 90 here. Okay, so let's read it. Is 179 is that digit 90 less than 179? Okay. But is it greater than 97? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, less than and greater. If you think yes, and that's your answer. But if you think no, then that's not your answer. So I'm going to the next one. 171. So if I were to put 171 there, and let's see I say it out loud. Is 171 less than 179? And is 171 greater than 97? If you said yes to both of those, and that's your answer. If you said no to one of those, and that's not your answer. And go to the next one. 197. I put 197. Let's say it again. Is 197 less than 179? And is 197 greater than 97? If you answered yes to both, then that's probably your answer. But if you answered no, then that's not your answer. Okay? All right. So now, boys and girls, you're going to do answer that. And now go to page 8 and 9. Okay? 8 and 9. 8 and 9. So here, boys and girls, I'm going to explain, and then you're going to be able to solve it. So it says, Ricardo has a display case for the ribbons. This would be your Thursday lesson, okay? So you're doing 8 and 9 for your Thursday, and then that's it for this week. Ricardo has a display case of ribbons he won. The model of the ribbons in the display case is shown below. What is the total number of ribbons in Ricardo's display case? Guys, right away, this looks like a what? I want you to think array. Go ahead and start numbering all of those ribbons across for your rows and columns. And don't forget to go ahead and solve. Okay? And number 2. A rectangle made using 1 centimeter, and it tells you here is represented. This again, boys and girls, is showing you what? An array. Okay? What is the area? Again, area means the same as an array. Go ahead and number your rows and number your columns, and then solve. Okay? Super easy, right? And then you'll continue to the back page. If you need time to pause, go ahead and pause, but I'm moving on to the last page, which goes together with page 9, and it's only one problem that goes with that. You are not solving anything here, you're just putting your information together. I'm going to read it, and then that's it for math. The 3rd grade classes collect cans of food for the annual food drive. They collected 371 cans 2 years ago. Last year they collected 206, and this year they collected 289. Which equation represents the total number of cans of foods the 3rd grade class has collected during the 3 years? This one's a super easy one. Please go back, make sure